Hey YouTube, I want to apologize. I've been AFK for the longest time, and I'm just now making another video. There is a reason why I haven't been making videos lately, and that reason is because my car got into a minor accident where the front bumper got damaged, and it went through insurance to get a new bumper placed. So I'll roll the clip of what exactly happened in the car. If you don't know, I have a dash cam, and that's where that comes. So the bumper that we're putting on the car, I'm gonna not disclose just yet because Skylane hasn't received the bumper yet, but my car's still drivable, so I'm currently just driving it around now after it's been at their place for like 3 weeks. But other than that, today's video, we're gonna wrap my Ptuning equal length headers. If you guys don't know, I currently have unequal length headers on the car, and that is going to change the sound of it, so we'll do a sound clip when we're done and getting it installed. But for now, let's go ahead and get these headers wrapped. So these are my Ptuning equal length headers. They are currently painted in this high temp paint, so that way any heat distribution stays within the car and doesn't move into your engine bay and everything, which is really great. But the only problem with this is I've read on reviews that the paint starts to chip off or it starts to fade away, and I like the way the wrap looks on the car itself, so it's always better to, you know, double protect the engine bay. So this is going to just dissipate less heat in general. So these are the headers. It also has a V-band, so if I ever decide to go with a turbo kit from Ptuning, I can take off this flange right here and it mounts right to the turbo. So that's also another great option why I went with this header slash turbo manifold, because it's kind of like both. I did get some more high temp paint to just spray onto the headers, because the problem with the headers are they do attract a lot more moisture and can cause rust or corrosion. So we just got some satin clear because I like the golden color of the header wrap. We have some black stainless steel zip ties with some notches inside of them, because the previous ones that I had on mine didn't have these notches and it was a little bit hard to tighten. So hopefully these stainless steel zip ties work a lot better. We also got our header wrap. So I have 50 feet and 25 feet. So last time I bought a 50 feet and it didn't cover the entire thing. The equal length header is longer, so we need the extra footage. So hopefully this can cover up everything, which would be really nice. That's the V-band. This clamps onto both that and that, like so. And then you can install it into your car as a normal NA build, and then when you go turbo, you just take this piece off and it attaches to the turbo. Definitely need some scissors, and I got some high temp thread sealant for the O2 sensors when we do the install. So let's go ahead and get these wrapped. Pro tip, you definitely want some gloves because the headers itch quite a bit. If you guys haven't already, I do have a previous video when I first started the channel on wrapping these, so I'm just going to go over it real quick. So the quick rundown on how to wrap this is you're going to want to make a circle, and then you're going to measure out how long the circle is. You're going to cut that length, and then what you're going to do after that is you're going to make a triangle like so, and then you're going to wrap around it as tight as possible. Pro tip, these ends like to fray a lot, so what you want to do is you want to get some masking tape, and that'll keep it from fraying. So I count about like 12, so I'm just gonna roll it 12 times. 1, 2. That's our sleeve. So like I said before, you're gonna want to make a triangle.
3 hours later. Tomorrow.
Alright, so it's the next day, and we're gonna get these headers installed. So before we install them, listen to the unequal length headers with a muffler delete versus a equal length header with a muffler delete. So we're gonna need to remove the O2 sensor. So because I deleted my rear O2 sensor, I just need to remove the front ones. So when you're into the car, we're gonna remove the headers. So first we're gonna remove the bolts for the heat shield that covers the header, and then I'll get back to you when we're done with that.
Side again?
So this is the header. We're gonna have to remove those bolts right there. And there's bolts right up in here that connect to the engine block. And then this old unequal length will come out, and we'll put in the new equal length reverse order. So let's see what it's like when we get them out. Old headers, new headers.
And then this guy.
Taylor came to help. So we just got the O2 sensor out. We're gonna apply some high temp thread sealant on it and thread it into the new sensor bolt.
No, I'm not cross-threaded, right?
If it screws in easy by hand, then you're not cross-threading.
It's pretty easy, it's just the wires in the way.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all I can go by hand.
Alright. I guess we can torque it by like 20 foot-pounds.
How can I tell by that?
I have a torque wrench. So yeah, we're going to torque it by 20 foot-pounds. We bought a O2 sensor removal tool, so that's what we're using to remove it. So, yep. So this is what it looks like underneath the engine. Those are open heads and everything. Probably going to clean that up, and then that connects to the overpipe right there. That goes over the, the axles, front axles. And then headers on that side looks the exact same. So we're just going to go ahead and plop in the new headers back in where the studs are, torque everything to, I think it's 35 on the studs, and then over here it's like 40 foot-pounds. So, yep, I'll show you when that's done. Alright, we got the new equal length headers in. We just need to torque everything down and then start her up to see what she sounds like. It took a little bit harder because it's hard to push this all the way up in to align it with the other bolts and everything on the floor. So if you have a lift and everything, it probably works a lot better, but if not, just try to align it and push really hard all in one go. Alright, we're going to do a cold start, see what it sounds like with equal length headers this time, and compare the two. Yeah. Cargo's in gear, We're in the car testing out everything, making sure it runs smooth.
I'm gonna let it idle for a little bit before I run it.
We're gonna wait and let it idle before we drive, and we'll get some outside sound clips for you guys.
Okay, can I go now?
Yeah, a little bit. Not mid-corner. Okay, you're good.
Sounds different.
Yeah.
Way different than I thought it would be.
Yeah, it kind of sounds nice.
Sounds cleaner than the UELs.